Hey guys, that's better. Can you see me? Yeah, that will do. Right, so I've just finished a day at work, and as I was walking up, I thought to myself, do you know what? If I do a little introduction on myself, who I am, and we start from there. My name's Melz. Currently have a business called New Melz Fitness. Has been going on for a year now, or just over a year. Started last year June. I'm a personal trainer. During lockdown, so I know a lot of people started their businesses through lockdown because we had loads and loads of time to really get one with ourselves and really understand what it is that we want to do with our lives, and if it was corporate or if it was time for a change, anything. So for me, my journey started from being very overweight. That came from not really having any good eating habits. But then it continued even further when I got into a relationship, and that relationship wasn't a good one, and so my comfort at the time was eating, and I ended up just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And you know, you just buy for your size. As you get bigger, you buy a bigger size, and you don't really notice what's going on with your life. I think it might be about 2016 when I went to Barbados, and my mum literally turned around to me and said, I'm really worried about you. She had to have a heart-to-heart with me and just say, you know, this is the biggest I've ever seen you, and I'm really worried about you. I'm really worried, you know, that I'm going to like have really bad health conditions, etc. And even then, to be honest with you, I was in a bit of denial. I didn't think anything of it. I said, you know, don't worry about me, mum, I'm fine. But I think again that came from the relationship I was in. He didn't want to accept that there was a problem. I decided to do something about my weight, my eating, my relationship, and I actually ended that relationship. And that's when I realized that, yeah, I was comfort eating and I wasn't happy. So I ended that relationship, went to the gym, and because I was new to the gym, all I did in the gym was go on the cardio machines, because I didn't know how to use any other machines. You know, I just used the treadmill, used the cross trainer, used the bike, and that's all I did. But then I realized I was really bored as well doing that. So then I got myself like a Kindle so I can watch movies as I was on there. Also, I think I was very body conscious of what I look like compared to everyone else in the gym. I think that's a common misconception for a lot of people, that they feel, you know, that people are watching you in the gym, when in reality I now know that no one cares. No one cares what you look like at the gym. They're not looking at you. They care about their own workout, and they're most probably looking at themselves more than they're looking at anybody else in the mirror. So yeah, I started to do that. I started to look into how I could eat healthier, what I was eating. But even then, I didn't really delve too much into what I was eating. I was going into, you know, trying all these fad diets and things like that to try and get my weight down as fast as possible. Especially, as you know, when you leave a relationship, you want that person to see you living your best life. I was doing everything I could to try and lose weight as fast as possible, so I could be like, see, I didn't need you, and all that sort of stuff. And for a little while it worked. I lost a bit of weight, but I still didn't have the exercise in me and all that sort of stuff. I didn't really know what I was doing at the gym. So we had the pandemic in 2020. We all got sent home. Well, most of us, we all got sent home. I remember being told by my manager at the time that you've got a laptop at home, basically. So that was all well and good at first. It was great. I think everyone loved it for the first couple of weeks. They were like, oh, this is amazing, not having to get up early, literally rolling over, switching your laptop on, and, you know, during meetings, wiggling your mouse and things like that. Don't tell anyone I said that. But yeah, so then that's when I started to take up, I was still going to the gym at this point. YouTube helped me out a lot, but I found with Instagram and YouTube, I didn't feel like they were real people. I felt like, obviously they were real, but I felt like they were always already so far in their journey that, you know, it wasn't realistic for me. I didn't think I'd ever get there, and I didn't really understand what was going on and what was the metabolics in my body and things like that. I picked up Couch to 5K because we couldn't go to the gym was locked down, didn't know what to do, so I tried Couch to 5K. And then with Couch to 5K, I found that I really enjoyed jogging and things like that outside, and it just meant that I had a reason to leave the house every day during that period. So as I thought, and you know, thinking about my life and thinking about what I want to do next, I realized that I actually was really enjoying fitness. I was enjoying watching those Instagram stories and hoping to be one of those people at one point. I was enjoying those YouTube videos. I was just buying things, buying equipment, buying all sorts of things, you know, to try and keep my weight down, and to try and exercise. So long story short, I thought to myself, well, the only way I'm going to learn how to use machines and how to use the gym correctly is to be a personal trainer. So I looked into it. I looked into how I could, you know, what I needed to do, etc., and I signed up and I just got on with it. And so I did my personal training course all during lockdown, like I said. I loved it, because I was starting to understand the metabolics. I was starting to understand how to use the equipment, why I was using the equipment, how often I needed to use the equipment, the tempo, all those, and how the weight, the overload, things like that. All those things that you never think about. You just go in there and you just pick up the weights or whatever you're using, or just the machines. And in my case, it would have been just the machines. So after that, it took me a while to actually use the qualification, because we was now back to work, and I have a full-time job. I work 5 days a week, and I just couldn't think what I would do and how I would get into the personal training, like, sort of world. Fast forward again, so I was still going to the gym, by the way. I started going to the gym, starting understanding what I was doing. I actually started making myself my own workout programs and using them, and I was really starting to notice some results. So then fast forward, I get into March 2022. Now that was a difficult time for me. I actually got hit by a car, which meant that I ended up with knee damage. So I had a broken kneecap, and I had sprained my ACL and my LCL, which was horrendous. So that obviously scarpered a little bit my own gym workouts and things like that, and I was feeling really bad about that. But I think I flipped it on its head, because I ended up actually finding a personal training gig, and started to get some clients. So I went self-employed. So yeah, I went self-employed. I had the accident in March. I ended up going self-employed employed in June last year, 2022. I enjoyed it. I really did have a good time doing all the personal training, meeting all these clients, learning what they needed to do, etc., and it was really fun. What made me want to do a vlog a year and a month later? So again, going back to kind of all like the Instagrams and the TikToks now, and the YouTubes and all that sort of stuff, they're all great, absolutely fantastic. I got my inspiration from them, and made me really want to, you know, go forward. But what I found, for me personally, I found that, again, I didn't feel like I could aspire to that. I couldn't be that. I wasn't there yet. I felt like I could get there, but I felt like it was going to be a long time, because you look at those perfect bodies and you look at, you know, it just looks excellent. But I was looking for someone who looked like me. So I started doing some videos and things like that, and what I realized, for me, I'm more about not so much losing weight, but losing weight correctly. I didn't want to do the fad diets anymore. I didn't want to promote the fad diets to anybody. I didn't want to tell people to go on Slimming World or to, I don't know, the keto diet, all those things that I tried, and it just ended up me being a yo-yo dieter. So I'm all about health. I want it to be all about health, fitness, and your mental well-being. So during lockdown as well, not only was I became a personal trainer with the qualification, I actually qualified to be a life coach as well. I haven't actually done any work on as being a life coach. I haven't got any clients for that. But it was also a good insight for me on, you know, some of the strategies you can use to just get through your day to day. So yeah, I wanted to be that person, and I still want to be that person that promotes health, want to be that person who promotes fitness and promotes mental health. And I think vlogging will be a good way of doing that, because it'd be nice to show everybody, you know, what my life is and maybe you'll be able to relate to work like normal. But how do I fit in my fitness? And if I can't go to the gym, what can I use instead? What have I got at home? I've got bands, I've got bottles of water, I've got a broomstick, I've got all those sort of things. I've got just a chair that I can stand up, sit down, and I'm squatting, you know, things like that. You've just got the outdoors. You don't need to spend the money on all of those sort of things. And currently, can I say, I'm not actually a member of any gym. I've gone off of the gym for a bit. I'm not feeling it at the moment, and everyone goes through those days or those weeks or those months, whatever it may be. But right now I'm finding the gym a bit boring. Even though I have all the knowledge and I know how to use the gym, I'm bored of the gym, and I'm okay with saying that. What I'm not bored with is trying to keep some sort of fitness in my body and some type of, you know, movement. So yeah. Another thing about me, I've also got something called fibromyalgia. It's actually a chronic health condition. It affects literally every part of my body. I get brain fog, so I can say something and then repeat that same something, or someone can say something to me and I've forgotten all about it within a matter of minutes, even seconds. So I'm someone who writes loads of notes and has to put everything in my calendar. I have to do, you know, I even do alarms to remind me to do things. So yeah, brain fog is real, and they call it fibro fog, but it's real. It's a real thing. It also affects your mental health, because you're just always in pain. So you can't explain it to anyone else, because it's an invisible disability. It is a disability. It's recognized by the Disability Act, but it's invisible. So looking at me, you might think I'm absolutely fine, but like my knees hurt, my back hurts, everything hurts. And so my mental health does decline. And then they tell you, you know, you just need to exercise when you're putting on weight and you're feeling a certain way. I find fibromyalgia is a very hard condition to navigate, but you can navigate it. You can. It's about understanding your body. It's about understanding pain management. And if you've got fibromyalgia or any other chronic health condition that is, you know, really not good for you, and your GP just keeps saying to you, or your health professional just keeps saying to you, you know, exercise, eat better. It's not that easy. But I would say you need to work hard on getting the right professional who will support you with pain management and not just throw medication at you. Because I'm currently not on any medication. I chose not to be on any medication because I don't want all of that in my system personally. If I really am in pain and to the point where I can't move, then I may take some medication, but I would rather take vitamins. I'd rather try and move around in any way, shape or form. I'd try and eat something healthier, things like that. But it's not, you know, every day is different. Yeah, fibromyalgia, I can talk a lot more on fibromyalgia if you want me to. Just leave me a comment below and I will do that, and I will talk about my journey with fibromyalgia, but that's a whole nother story. But today I just thought I would introduce myself and say why I'm here, why I've chosen to jump onto this space, why I think it would be good, and that's all really. So yeah, that's me for now. I'm sure there'll be a lot more story, but for now I think that's enough. The last thing that I did want to mention is that I'm actually currently starting a new challenge, and this kind of goes back to the conversation what I've just talked about with being bored at the gym. I always need a challenge, I always need a goal, I always need to get somewhere, I need to do something because of something. I know it will get me somewhere. To just do something every day because I just can't. I just can't be bothered. So I'm doing a new challenge, and I'm sure a lot of you've heard of it. It's the 25 soft challenge. I won't go through all the rules right now. I will be posting another video. I've got a goal, and I'm gonna fight for that. So like I said, in my next video I will let you know those rules and how I'm getting on. So I'm going to be doing weekly vlogs for this 25 soft challenge. I will be posting every Sunday, and so you can see how I've got on in that week. And if you really did like this video, it would mean so much to me if you'd like and send me a comment and subscribe. Take care.